This slide is one you've probably seen before, but in effect it shows you one of the problems that healthcare reform was trying to address, which was cost of care. They were also trying to address accessibility, which they succeeded on. They have the state-based exchanges, the federal exchanges, and the expansion of Medicaid. And those items have made it easier for Americans to find affordable health care, particularly with subsidies. The one item that the Affordable Care Act did not address so well was cost, and it's really because no one has addressed the claims. But this is a slide that shows you the cost. These bottom two trend lines are inflation and earnings, and the top two trend lines are employee contributions and the premiums themselves. And if those premiums continue to escalate, the way you've generally managed that in the past was reducing benefits in the fully insured world. In the fully insured world, when you reduce benefits, all that means is the employee now has to pay more in claims. It's very simple. In the self-funded world, we focus on claims management. And the more you can reduce the claims, the better off the renewals are, the better off everyone is in terms of spending on health care. Some of you may have seen this grid before, but this was published in a newspaper in the Philadelphia area shortly after the passing of the Affordable Care Act. And obviously it was the government saying, we're very proud of our solution. And you know what? It was a step in the right direction. The problem is it's extremely complex, and at the end of the day, it did not address the one main problem, which is cost. Now this is WellNet's overview of all of the major aspects of the Affordable Care Act, which we pulled out of those thousands of pages of legislation. And then we're showing you, did it affect exchange-based plans or fully insured plans, and do they affect self-funded plans? And there's certain ones that do not affect self-funded plans. I'm going to touch on three of these. The health insurance tax up top. This is a tax charged on fully insured carriers based on the size of their book of business. Basically, on average, it's a 4% tax across the country. So approximately 4% of your fully insured clients' premiums are coming directly from this health insurance tax. You're also familiar with something called premium tax. Premium tax is a state-based tax charged on insurance premiums. Your client's health care plan is fully insured today, which means that 100% of that premium is being charged a 2% premium tax. That premium tax does apply in self-funding, but it only applies to the stop-loss premium, which is only 20 to 30% of the total health care spend. So you do get a nice tax leverage on the premium tax, and this health insurance tax is totally irrelevant in the self-funded world. So you get a very nice tax scheme. Now you have two other major issues with fully insured plans that do not affect self-funding. Let's talk first about guaranteed issue. Obviously, if you are an insurance carrier and you are now forced to insure every single person that enrolls, but you can't ask them about their health, and you have to cover every single thing that's wrong with them, no matter how expensive it is, obviously you have to raise rates. An insurance carrier is not going to take on more risk without padding their rates, and that's why you've seen rates go up in many markets significantly more than 20% on average for many of your groups. Now this loss ratio, this is a nice little sales tool I'm going to give you right here, and it's my take on this loss ratio rule. If we think about just the 50-plus market for a moment, this law states that for every dollar of premium charged by the insurance carrier, 85% of that premium has to go out in the form of a claim. So the carrier, the point of this law was so the carrier's revenue or premium percentage is capped at 15%. That's all they can keep. 85% has to pay a claim. I like to look at this from the other perspective. Let's say I'm an investor in one of these fully insured companies, Aetna, Blue Cross, Cigna, whatever it is. The government just told me that my company I'm invested in, can only keep 15% revenue. Now, every company that's in business wants to grow their revenue year after year. So I can't just keep 15%. I need that 15% to be more next year than it was this past year. How can I raise my revenue as an insurance company? Option A, I sell more lives. That's good. More people are buying insurance through the exchanges. So there are more lives coming on, but there's only so many lives that are going to buy insurance. So that's not really the answer to raise revenue as a fully insured carrier. Option B, I need my premium to go up. Because if my premium goes up, my 15% share also goes up. However, due to this loss ratio law, I can't arbitrarily raise premium. I can only raise them if my claims represent a larger share than that 85%. And then I can apply to the state insurance department, tell them, look how much my claims went up, and I get approved for a premium increase, which means now I charge more and my 15% just grew. Now think about what I just said. Inadvertently, the government has given fully insured carriers a financial incentive to allow your claims to creep up. Because the higher the claims go, the higher the premium goes, the higher the revenue goes on that 15% that they're allowed to keep. That's a perverse financial model in an environment where you're trying to lower costs. And in the self-funded world, we all know that claims drive everything. They drive everything fully insured as well. But when we're self-funded and everything's completely transparent, it makes all the sense in the world to try to manage the claims. In the fully insured space, you don't have any data, and as a result, it's very difficult to manage. Now, for the sake of conversation, I want to round out that example and give the insurance company the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they put in a wellness program that's very effective, so effective that your client had a 50% loss ratio. Who gets to keep the extra money? Your client or the insurance company? You're correct, the insurance company. And you might think to yourself, well, that loss ratio law says my client should get money back. Unfortunately, the loss ratio rule applies to the entire book of business for that insurance carrier. So just because your healthy client performed well, that does not mean they're getting any money back. The problem with the fully insured market is that the healthy groups are being penalized. They're in there to offset the risk of the unhealthy groups, which means that if you can find the healthy groups and get them onto a strong level-funded chassis, which we'll break down in a moment, when their plan performs well, they get to keep all the funds that they didn't use. In the self-funded space, you only pay for the health care your people consume, no more and no less. When you self-fund, you can have any plan design you want, completely flexible on the medical and the pharmacy side. We're going to show you every lick of data. We're going to provide you predictive modeling. We're going to show you where the opportunities lie for population management and for member engagement. We're going to automate everything through our software. This safety net is stop loss. Your client knows going into this, before they even sign up, exactly what their risk is for the next 12 months. And if they perform well, they get to keep the excess. If they perform poorly, they have stop loss, which caps their losses.